Hi, it's Robin Sharma. I hope you are fantastic. Well, I am in refueling mode on the magical little island of Mauritius. Been doing a lot of deep thinking. I've been reading The Great Gatsby. I've been reading Lord of the Flies. I've been reading this morning while I'm having my morning espresso. I've been reading a book by Seneca, How to Die, which is just, philosophy on how to live life fully and how to live in a way that you understand the interconnectedness of life and how, we spend most of our lives learning how to live. And what Seneca says, this Roman philosopher, he also says, we should learn how to die, whether that comes soon or whether that comes late. And one of the other things I've been doing is doing a lot of journaling and a lot of game charting, as I call it, in my work with the CEOs and elite performers and special producers and the billionaires and the icons that I'm blessed to mentor. And one of the things that I've been working on is a new model that I'm very excited to teach at the Titan Summit coming up this December, and it's called the Domain Dominance Operating System. It's a new model I've never shared before, and I wanted to give you a few insights from this new model. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business builder, if you are an empire creator, this will be very helpful, and I'll get right into it. So the primary principle is this. There are a series of platforms that you want to optimize in your business and in your professional life. Because if you can optimize one platform that I'm going to get into, even just one, you are going to be an uncommon performer. Now, here's the key thing I would invite you to play with. If you can actually optimize another one of the platforms I'm going to walk you through, you're going to go from an uncommon performer to a special performer. And then if you can actually optimize and elevate to world class a third one of the platforms I'm going to walk to, you're going to go from an uncommon performer and from a special performer into a rare air performer. And the more you can take the four, I'll be probably teaching 6 of the platforms at the Titan Summit, but I'm going to walk you through 3 or 4 right now in this training video. As you start to optimize each of these platforms of value delivery to your clients and the marketplace, you really differentiate yourself and you become BIW, best in the world. You become so good at what you do that no one can touch you. You become the only one on the planet who can do what you do. Now, when you become the only one on the planet who does what you do, you become irreplaceable to your clients and to the marketplace. One of my favorite movies is Burnt with Bradley Cooper. And Bradley Cooper was this brilliant but troubled chef, and his competing chef, who had 3 Michelin stars, said, I don't really like you, but we need you. And the Bradley Cooper character said, why? And he said, because you push us to become better. You take us to places we would never go alone. And so when you start to bring these platforms that I'm going to walk you through and that I'll teach at the Titan Summit in the room of billionaires and icons and super successful entrepreneurs, along with my faculty this coming December, you are going to start to become irreplaceable to your marketplace. Now, when you become irreplaceable to your marketplace, isn't this beautiful? The wind chimes in the background here in Mauritius. Anyway, when you become irreplaceable to your marketplace, there are a series of rewards that flow to you because you are best in the world. One of those is industry applause. Your peers respect you. Number 2, word of mouth. You don't have to market because everyone is so breathtakingly astounded by your performance and the value that you create. They tell everyone around them. What else? Psychic glory. What is psychic glory? Well, when you go to sleep every night, you feel really great about yourself because you know you are standing in full expression of your gifts and your talents, and you know that you're delivering magic to the marketplace. That gives you psychic glory, a feeling of well-being and joy and peace and wonder. So those are 3 of the rewards that come to you when you make this journey towards domain dominance. So let me get into 3 or 4 of the platforms that come together to allow you to be irreplaceable to your marketplace. The first one is a world-class user experience. And that simply means when your customers do business with you, they are literally astonished by how wonderful it is. A lot of us don't think about our user experience. The real question I want to ask you is, what is it like doing business with you? When you do business with most business people or most shops or most enterprises, there's the delivery of mediocrity. From the moment you visit their website, or you deal with customer service, or you consume the product, or whatever it is, it's a mediocre user experience. And what you want to do on this first platform is you literally want to deconstruct what it's like, what is the customer experience from the first moment the customer starts doing business with you. And if you can deconstruct it, and then every touch point of the value chain in terms of user experience, you deliver wow, then you are going to start stacking on the magic to the point where your customers literally go, I would never do business with anyone else. Okay, so that's the first platform, a world-class user experience, so that when your customers do business with you, they are literally wowed. Now that's rare, okay, but that's only one of the platforms. If you even get to world-class in user experience, you are going to be an uncommon shop, an uncommon performer. Let's get to the second one. The second platform of value delivery for domain dominance is a magical product. A magical product. Steve Jobs, when he was releasing the iPhone, said, I want the icons on the screen to be so beautiful, I want the users to lick the screen. So again, in our marketplace, most businesses deliver mediocrity, they deliver average products. I want you to make a commitment only to release magic to the marketplace, because the marketplace rewards your distribution of magic. And this takes a lot of discipline. It takes painstaking attention to detail. It takes a craft person's mindset. It takes playing the long game. It takes an obsessive devotion to excellence. One thing I believe is the pursuit of excellence is much more profound than the chase for profit. And the great companies and the great entrepreneurs are much more about the pursuit of excellence than the chase for profit. And the paradox is, when you literally pursue excellence in the products you release to the world, the field and the industry will reward you with profit. Okay, so the second platform is a magical product, literally a product or a service that is as good as the Sistine Chapel ceiling, as good as the Taj Mahal, as good as a great painting from Jean-Michel Basquiat or Van Gogh's work. I just saw this incredible movie starring Willem Dafoe about Van Gogh, and Van Gogh is he's my hero of the day, because he never sold a painting in his lifetime. He died poor. They laughed at him. I mean, I saw one scene in the movie where he was in an insane asylum, and the priest who was running the insane asylum held up one of Van Gogh's pieces of art and says, Van Gogh, or Vincent, do you really think you're a good painter? Because obviously the priest looked at it and thought it was child's play. And no one really thought Van Gogh was a good painter at that time, because he was so far ahead of his time, like any great visionary, like you doing your magic. And Van Gogh thought, and he said, yes, I think I'm a good painter. And then the priest looked at him and said, oh, well, okay, you can think what you think, and literally took the painting, turned it around so he wouldn't have to look at it, and left it on a bench after Van Gogh walked away. And what I'm suggesting to you is, one of the reasons Van Gogh is my hero of the day or of the year is because, produce your art not for the status quo or the majority. Produce your art for future generations, and the very nature of great poetry and great product and great art is the status quo and the majority won't understand it, because it's so good and it's so advanced and it's so disruptive. So the second platform is produce a magical product. And what I'm suggesting to you is just even getting to world class on two of those value delivery platforms. Two of those is going to make you not only uncommon and not only special, you're going to start playing in rare air. Very few people are going to be able to do even just those two things. I'm going to get into the third value delivery platform if you want domain dominance, and that's the guest. That is Guest is God customer service. Guest is God customer service. This is a new model, so it's a little bit raw. I wanted to share it with you. By the time I get into the room with all the people attending the Titan Summit this year. It'll be refined, and I'll have it into a framework, and I'll be able to explain it with examples and reverse sequencing and deconstructing the way I always do at the Titan Summit. But the third platform is Guest is God Customer Service. I was in India a few months ago, and the gentleman who was helping me at the hotel was just like marvelous, obsessive attention to detail. He was a merchant of wow. He radiated positivity. He was all about solutions versus any problems. He just had a mentality of can versus a mindset of can't. He was just a magnificent leader without a title. And I said, what's your philosophy? You're up with me at 4:30 in the morning, opening the gym for me, and there's a smile on your face. And last night we didn't get in, until say 12 o'clock or whatever. And he just said, my philosophy is guests are God. And what I'm saying is in terms of a third value platform, as you grow your business and grow your career, if you can see your customers, if you can see your clients as God, in other words, you will do whatever it takes to wow them, then you will come from a frame of reference where, you'll do whatever it takes to be gasp-worthily good for your clients. And people are people. And when you deliver awesome value to people, they fall in love with you, and they fall in love with your brand, and they fall in love with your product, and they beat a global movement and a path to your door. And then the final platform I'm going to get into right now for the purpose of this training video on the domain dominance operating system is dramatic client frustration removal. So that's the fourth platform, dramatic client frustration removal. You're saying, Robin, what does that mean? It means your job as an entrepreneur is to remove the frustrations in the minds and hearts of your clients. I'll repeat that again because I suggest it's very important, tremendously important. You deal with most businesses that actually add frustration and they add pain to their clients. It's just frustrating because the product isn't what the business said it would be, or the client service is so bad, or the user experience is so bad, or the thing just doesn't work. And what I'm suggesting to you on this fourth point of the fourth platform of this value delivery system is your job as an entrepreneur is to remove the frustrations and the pains of your clients so that it allows them to live their lofty ambitions and fulfill their highest desires. And if you optimize that value delivery platform, those are only 4. I'll probably get into 8 of them at the Titan Summit this year, but those are only 4. Then what will happen is all 8, or for the purposes of this video, all 4 of these platforms come together. You're already playing at world class in all 4, and you literally rise from an average performer you blow past an uncommon performer, you rise past a special performer, and you get into a rare air performer. You literally, in your shop and your team, become the only shop and team and enterprise in your field who can do what you do. You become astoundingly great. Now here's the key. The marketplace rewards scarcity. The marketplace rewards people who do things that most people can't do. And that's why Drake gets paid $2 million a show. That's why a Van Gogh is sold for hundreds of millions of dollars. That's why a lot of the billionaires became billionaires, because they delivered value and behaved and performed in a way that only a handful of people can do. And that's what I wish for you. So that is the domain dominance operating system, at least about 40% of it. The rest I'll get into at the Titan Summit this year. Well, I'm really excited to share as well that most of the seats for the Titan Summit for this year have been sold out at last year's event. They were snapped up by people in the room, so we don't have a lot of seats left, but I wanted to share we do have a handful of seats left, and so you can read all of the information below. And I would love to help you in the room. This event, the Titan Summit, has become one of the most celebrated events in the world for empire creators and people who want to be billionaires and people who want to live world-class lives and people who also want to change the world in the most positive of ways. So if you're frustrated because you've hit a wall, or if you're already doing well but you want to accelerate your productivity, your prosperity, and your impact in the most dramatic of ways that I'd love for you to be in the room. It's not an event for everyone. Yes, it is an expensive event if you want to look at it that way, and yet for the right person, you'll realize that it is actually a priceless event, because you can't put a price tag on you optimizing yourself and you understanding how the billionaires and the corporate titans and the icons of business have done it. And that's exactly what the Titan Summit is. It's me along with a faculty of world-class performers. Day number 1 is on exponential productivity. You will learn how the best producers and the most successful people in the world run their days, run their mornings, run their routines, their systems to optimize their creativity and productivity, how they build world-class teams. It is an accelerated, advanced day 1 in terms of exponential performance. Day 2 is all about how do you hack longevity and how do you live past 100. And we've got many of the best experts on the planet that will get into biohacking, brain performance, how do you have more energy so you get more things done, and how do you live in a state of health and wonder so you not only are productive but you live a great life. Day number 3 is how do you build a world-class company. In the past we've had Richard Branson, Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple. We have had former president of Starbucks. And you just wait and see who we're going to have on the stage this year, not only on day 3, but all the days. And the final day is all about how do you make history? How do you make history through your life? Because ultimately, life can be a short ride, and you want to use your life to make the world a better place and leave a legacy and make a great impact and contribution. So all of the details are below. And as I mentioned, we only have a few seats left, so snap up your seat before you miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get your place at the Titan Summit for this year. I hope this video has been helpful, and from magical Mauritius, I bid you adieu.